In this video, I'll show you how to use your MacBook Air M4 13-inch version and 15-inch version from the very beginning. Before starting, I suggest you connect the charger that came included in the box. Take the charger, there's two USB Type-C ports. No matter which one you choose, it will do the same thing. So over here, I'll connect my USB Type-C cable. I'll plug it in my wall socket. Then take the other end of the cable, and since it's magnetic, just bring it closer to this port over here on the left side of your MacBook. And it will clip by itself, and the red light signifies that it's currently charging. Since we're over here, let me just show you the ports that are included on this laptop. So over here on the left side, we have, as you saw, the magnetic charging port and also two USB Type-C ports. These can be used to transfer data. So if you have a flash drive, a hard drive, anything of this nature, you can connect them there, but you can also charge your laptop using these ports. So if you have a USB Type-C cable, the one that you charge your iPhone with, let's say, well, you can connect it over here and it will charge the battery of your MacBook. If we go on the right side, there's no ports apart this 3.5mm jack over here if you want to connect a pair of headphones. So we'll go through the initial setup and then I'll show you different things you can do with it. So let's get started right away. First, we have to select the language. Everything that I'll show you next is done with the trackpad. If you want to scroll down, simply use two fingers and this way you can scroll up and down, and to select you just have to tap once on the pad. So I'll select English and press on the arrow on the lower right side. Next, select your country from the list that is over here and press continue. Then press not now on the lower right side and select your Wi-Fi network, the one at your office, or if you're at home, your home Wi-Fi. So over here in this list, I'll select mine and it will ask us to type the password, which I'll do right now. Press continue. If there is a software update available for your MacBook, it will be presented to you at this stage. I highly suggest you click on Continue. There's also the option to install it later if for any reasons you don't want to do it, but it's better to start fresh and to start with the last update. So I'll press Continue and it will start right away the download and then proceed to install it. You don't have to touch anything. So I'll be back when this is done, since it can take a few minutes. Okay, so now that the update has been downloaded and installed, you'll get this screen again. To select your country, press continue, press not now, select again your Wi-Fi. After typing your password, press continue, press continue. And now this screen is quite important. If you want to transfer what was on your older Mac or older PC on this new MacBook, you'll have to choose between the first option, which is from a Mac, Time Machine Backup or Startup Disk, or if you have a PC and you want to transfer certain things like files, well, select from a Windows PC. If you want to start fresh, without transferring any other data to this new MacBook, you need to go on the lower left side and select Not Now. And this is what I will select for this video. I'll make a separate video showing you how to transfer your data from an older MacBook. But in this one, we'll start fresh, and I think most people will prefer to do that anyway. Now it's time to sign in into your Apple account. It's very important you do so, because if you do not have an Apple account, or you choose to not sign in your account, you won't be able to download any apps on this Mac. So go ahead and type over here the email or phone number associated with your Apple account. Press continue. And now type the password of this account. Press continue. And now you need to take your other Apple device. If you have an iPhone, open it up, because on it you're gonna get a screen and you need to type allow. This is what I'm seeing right now. And a number will be displayed on your iPhone or on your older Mac or iPad. So check your other Apple devices, you'll get a code, and now it's time to type it. Once you typed it, you don't need to press anything, it will take it, just wait. Press I have read and agreed and press agree. Now it's time to create a computer account. This is different than your Apple account. So over here you have full name and account name. You can choose anything you want really. It doesn't have to be the thing that is currently written. You can delete it and type something else. Same thing for account name. You'll have to choose a password for this new MacBook and type it again over here. You can select a hint in case you forget this password. Whatever you write in this space over here will be presented to you just to give you a hint, and maybe you're gonna remember the password. I won't put anything in my case. You also have the option over here, allow my Apple account to reset this password. Again, if you lose this password, if you don't remember it, using your Apple account, you'll be able to reset it. So I suggest you keep this checked. You never know if you're going to forget it in the future. Once you're done, press continue. Here it's up to you to choose if you want iCloud keychain to be available on this Mac or not. This helps you keep your password from different websites or apps at the same spot on your Mac computer. This way you don't have to remember them. If you want this feature, you can select use iCloud keychain. If you do not want it, select setup later and press continue. Next, you can enable or disable or not check it in, enable location services on this Mac. If you choose to check this, well, you allow apps like Maps, Spotlight, and other stuff like that to get your exact location, so they work better, obviously, depending where you're located. If you don't want this, or you can enable this in the future, just leave it the way it is and press continue. They will ask over here if you're sure that you don't want to use location services. If you decided to not check it, simply click do not use. Now it's time to select your time zone. If you didn't allow Apple to get your location, press continue, continue. Here it's all about Apple Intelligence. There's a few features. There's many features that are not yet out and they will be added with further updates. So I'll just press continue. If you want the voice assistant Siri, like everybody knows it, simply by asking, hey Siri, do this or that, well, you can press continue to enable it. If you don't want it now, or maybe you will want this in the future, select over here on the lower left side, set up later. Here I suggest you keep this checked and press continue. And now they'll ask you to set up Touch ID. This way you don't have to enter any passwords every time you want to unlock your computer. Simply using your fingerprint, you'll be able to do so. So I'll do it. So I'll press continue. And now it's time to put your fingerprint over there. Let me show you. You see on the top right corner, this is where the fingerprint reader is. You don't have to press that button. Just put your finger, any finger that you want, on it multiple times so it reads from all the angle possible. Okay, try to change the angle at each press. Perfect. Continue doing it. All the edges of your finger until you see Touch ID is ready. Now press continue. If you want to use Touch ID every time you have to pay for stuff, you can press next. If you don't want to use your fingerprint to do so, press setup later. I'll press next. If you have any credit cards in your Apple wallet, they'll be displayed at this step and you have to select them if you want to enable Touch ID for those credit cards or debit cards. Now you have to choose 3 different looks for your Mac. You can change this in the future. So do you want it to be light? Do you want the dark theme, you know, when all the windows are dark, or you want automatic that will change depending of the time of the day. At nighttime it will be black, during the day it will be white. So it's up to you. I'll choose auto. This is what I prefer, and then press continue. And here we have welcome to Mac. You can press, you can type anything on the keyboard, just press enter, and then you're gonna have continue. And this is about it. We're now on the desktop where everything is located. Before starting, whatever I'm showing you right now, you can find it on your Mac in the settings and you can edit certain of them. So go on the top left corner, select the Apple logo, then select System Settings. On the left side, go down and select Trackpad. Over here, you're gonna have everything that I will show you in the next few seconds. And you can also, as I said, edit certain of them. So tracking speed, if you find that what I will show you next is too fast for you, you can slow down. And you also have other options here. So let's get started. First, we have the click. By default, the trackpad is made that you absolutely need to press down so the click register. So if I want to click here, I need to push it all the way down until I feel like a small vibration, and then the click will be registered. But you can change this setting so you don't have to click all the way in. You simply need to give a small tap on the trackpad. So in the settings, same place where I showed you a few seconds ago, you're going to have over here tap to click. Simply turn this on and just watch. Let's say I want to click over here on the buy button. Simply by giving it a very simple tap, gentle tap, it will register. So this is a small tip. If you want to zoom in on a picture, or if you're browsing the web like over here because you want to see something closer, use two fingers, go on the trackpad over here and simply do this gesture to enlarge whatever is on the screen. Once you have enlarged, if you want to move around, use two fingers and drag them left and right, up and down to position whatever picture or text you were enlarging. If you want to scroll up and down a web page or a document, an Excel spreadsheet, use two fingers and push up or push down to scroll. Just like that, up and down. Zoom in, zoom out. You can also scroll when you're zoomed in, like this. It still works. And there's also a feature called Smart Zoom. Use two fingers and simply double tap the trackpad with your cursor on whatever you want to zoom in. Let's say these watches. By doing this, it will enlarge the Mac will enlarge what it thinks you want to see closer. And you can do the contrary to come back, to come back at the same spot. Sometimes it doesn't work, like right now. I just wanted to show you that you may have to repeat the gesture twice. Now let's put the Mac on the side here so you see better. You can also rotate. Let me open a picture. Let's say I want to rotate this. Take two fingers and rotate them. Okay, just like imagine you had a piece of paper here. By rotating with my fingers, I can do this simple gesture. It works the other way as well. So you can rotate pictures quite quickly. If you're on the web and you want to go to the past page that you were in, you can obviously click this small arrow to go back or go forwards. But you can also use two fingers and swipe left or right. Let me show you. Let's say I want to go back. I go like this. To come back to the page I was, do the contrary. You see, simply by swiping left and right, you can do this. If you have multiple things open, okay, let's say I'm on my calendar here, and I also have two other windows open. Take three fingers and swipe up. You're going to see all the windows that are open on your Mac. You may have more than three. And once it's like that, you simply need to click on the one you prefer seeing. So you can jump quickly from one window to another. You can also do the contrary to go back to the window. Let's say you did this by mistake and you want to go back. Take three fingers, drag down, and you'll come back to the window. You can also launch the launch pad where all your apps are located. Obviously, you can click on this icon with your mouse, but you can also use a gesture to do this. Take your thumb and three fingers and simply bring them together. But do not move your thumb, okay? Whoops. This is a bit hard, I never use it. Okay, you see, it appeared right here. This is the launch pad. Let me redo it. You see, it works, but yeah, I don't think many people will use this feature. And finally, let's say you have multiple windows open and you want to show the desktop, and your desktop is buried in the back. Take your thumb with 3 fingers and open up like this. Again, it's a bit hard, and the desktop will be shown. Let me redo it. Okay, so thumb plus 3 fingers, and the desktop is here, and you can select whatever is on your desktop you wanted to access. To go back, it will go back by itself. Okay, just like that. And finally, if you like to have your apps in full screen, let me put this one in full screen, and the other ones as well. Okay, so I have 3 things in full screen. If you take 3 fingers and you swipe left and right, you're going to go from one app to the other, one screen to the other, just like this. It's very quick, and this is something many people are using. How to multitask, how to split screen on your MacBook Air M4. So you'll be able to have multiple apps open at the same time and work on them. Take your first window, and on the top left corner where you see the red, yellow, green circles, just put your cursor above the green one. Do not click, just put it above, and you're going to see these options. If you want to split screen, you need to choose one of these options over here, the top ones. I'll show you afterwards what happens when you choose these ones, but for now I want to show you how to split screen. Now select where you would like this window to go, on the left side, right side, up or down. Let's say I want this one on the left, so I'll select the first one. Now these windows were already open on my Mac. I need to choose one of them to go on the right side. So for example, I want to choose Safari over here. I'll do the same thing, put the mouse over the green dot, and I want this one to go on the right, so I'll click on the second option, and here we go. It has now placed both of these side by side, and I can use the map. I can go over here with my cursor, and by the way, you can resize these windows. You see, I'll just bring the mouse in the middle where both are meeting, and there's a bar. If you keep clicking, if you keep press on this, you can move it towards the right, towards the left or towards the right, depending if you prefer having an app taking more space or less space. Now there's also another option. Let's open another window. Okay, this one over here. If you go above the green dot and you select one of these, fill and arrange. Let's say I want to have this one with 4 of them. Click here, and it will rearrange all the windows that are on your Mac so they fill one of these quadrant. Now I only had 3 of them, this is why this one is empty. But if I had another window open, it will fill it over here. And you can rearrange them differently. So again, go on any of these green dots. And if you want to have a full screen of one of them, simply click on the green dot. Let's say I want this one over here to be full screen. Click once, it goes like this. If you click another time, it will go back in its spot. Now bring the cursor above the green dot, any green dot, and you can choose another arrangement. So let's say I just want these 3 apps, 1 on the left and 2 on the right. Click here and it will switch them so it's rearranged this way. So it's very practical. You can customize this the way you want and be more productive, hopefully. And from here, by the way, you can resize manually the windows like that. Wireless mouse comes in 2 different kinds. Some of them are Bluetooth and some of them are connecting using a USB dongle. And like this one, it does both of them. So I'll show you those 2 options, how they work. If you want to connect a Bluetooth mouse, simply turn on your mouse and put it in Bluetooth pairing mode. Now it depends on which model you have. This is a Logitech mouse that I recommend, by the way. I'll put a link in the description if you want to get one. And here there is a button simply by pressing it, okay, like this until the light blinks quickly. It's in pairing mode. So now on the Mac, where you need to go is on the top left corner on the Mac icon, on the Apple logo. Then select System Settings. Over here, you're going to see on the left side Bluetooth on the top of the list. And then you're going to see Nearby Devices, and under it, you're going to see your mouse. This is my model, Logitech M650. Simply click Connect. Wait a few seconds, and it will be connected. You can see here, and the battery level will be displayed. You can go ahead and use your mouse. You see, it works. And if you want to change a few different settings to make it more comfortable, on this left side menu, you simply need to go down until you see mouse, click on it, and you'll have a few different options like tracking speed. So how fast do you want the mouse cursor to go? If you want to go faster, simply drag this towards the right side. You have natural scrolling, and then you have other options that most people will just leave them the way they are. Once you're done using the mouse, you don't have to disconnect it on the screen. Simply turn it off using the switch on it, and it will disconnect it. And next time you want to use it, simply by turning it on the mouse, it will reactivate. You don't have to pair it every time. Now, if your mouse is using one of these USB dongles, you see, you'll have to connect it to the computer. Unfortunately, this is USB Type A. The MacBook Air M4 only comes with 2 USB Type C ports. So what we need is an adapter to connect it. There are many adapters available on the market. The important thing is that you need an adapter that is not only made for charging, but also to transfer data. It's called OTG. If you see OTG in the name, it means it will work for this purpose. There's some small adapters like this one, and there's also like that one. This is made by Apple. It's the official one, so I'll put a link in the description if you want to get one of these. You simply need to connect the dongle over here, and the other end, since it's USB Type C, it's connecting quickly and like that on the side of the laptop. And now once you've done this, you're gonna get a small message on the screen, allow accessory to connect. Simply press allow. Here, press continue. If you see this, it thinks it's a keyboard. Obviously, it's not a keyboard, so we can even close it. And just like that, don't forget to turn on your mouse and to put it in USB dongle mode, because this mouse was in Bluetooth mode, and it will work right away. First step is to open the App Store. Go down, and in the bar right over here where you see the app, you should see the Launchpad. Click on it, and here will be displayed all the apps currently on your MacBook. These are apps that mostly came pre-installed with it, so you don't have to download anything. The App Store should be on the top row. If you do not see the App Store, go on the search here and type App Store. You should see it appearing. Click on it. This window will open, and you need to be logged into your Apple account if you want to download any apps. If not, it's unfortunately not possible. Go on the lower left side, and if you're not logged in, so if you do not see your name appearing down below, simply click on it and connect yourself to your Apple account. Then it's time to browse for any apps you want to download. On the top left corner, you're going to see a search bar. If you want to search for a specific app, simply by typing whatever app you want to download, the results will appear over here and you can browse for it. If not, you have multiple options like Discover, where you're going to get a few apps that Apple is recommending. If you want games, you need to go over here where it says Play, and you'll get many different games available for your Mac. And you have categories if you want to search for something very specific. Once you find an app you want to download, let me go in Play here to download a game. Click on it, and then you're going to see Get. If there is no price over here, it simply means that the app is free to download. And if you see in-app purchases, it means that once you have downloaded this free app, There'll be some instance where the app may ask you to pay to have access to certain features. So simply press the Get button and then install. Make sure your computer is connected to the internet. Then you'll get this small message. Simply press Install. And then you may have to type the password of your Apple account. So let me go ahead and type it. Press Sign In. And the download should start. Depending on the speed of your internet, it may take only a few seconds or a few minutes if it's a very large app. You can see over here the progress, and once it's done downloading and installing, you're going to see the Open button. Now you can press here to open the app, but let me just show you something. The app you have just downloaded is in your Launchpad. So by going on the Launchpad down below, click on it. Your app should appear somewhere here. It may be in a group like here, Games, because what I downloaded is a game, and it may be also on another page. So simply by taking two fingers and dragging them left and right on your trackpad, you can go through many pages. If I go here, this is the game, the app game I have downloaded, and it has a blue dot since it's freshly downloaded. Click on it to launch it and simply use it. If you want to delete something you have downloaded, there's multiple options as well. One of the easiest is to go back in the Launchpad, find the app or game you have, and simply keep press on it, okay, long click until the app starts shaking. Press the X button, select delete, and it will be gone from your Mac computer. The first thing you need to do is to go on the top left corner where you see the Apple logo, click on it, and then you simply need to go down and select Restart. Once you have done this, you're going to get this screen. Make sure that we save whatever was here because the progress could be lost, and then select Restart. It will take just a few seconds. The Mac will shut down, will power on by itself, don't touch anything, and you'll be good to go. Now, what if this doesn't work and you want to do a force restart? Well, in that case, let's say your screen is frozen and this doesn't work. Well, you're going to keep press the power button over here until the screen goes completely black. Let me do it with you. Okay, so I'm keeping it pressed and I'm not releasing it until the screen is dark. It takes usually 8 seconds. Here we go. Now I can release the button. Then press on it once, just a small tap, and this will make the computer power on and you'll be good to go in just a few seconds. In this video, I'll show you how to connect your USB thumb drive or flash drive to your Macbook Air M4. Well, depending on which kind of USB drive you have, there will be two different ways. So over here I have a USB type A USB drive. This is pretty common. And over here I have one that is USB type A, but also has a USB type C connector. Obviously, if you have a flash drive with a USB type C, like this one over here, you can go ahead and connect it directly. This is very easy. On the side of your MacBook, you're going to find the two USB type C ports. Simply glide it and connect it. I'll show you in just a few seconds what to do on the screen. But what if you had one of these USB drive with a USB type A instead? Well, it does not go in, so you'll need an adapter. Apple made an actual adapter that is USB type C to USB type A, so I'll put a link in the description if you want one of these. You just have to connect it over here and the other end of the adapter connected to your computer like this. There's also other brands like this one over here and many other. I'll put links if you want in the description. Honestly, the Apple one works really great, but the other ones that are cheaper, like this one, also worked well in my case. So it's up to you which one you get. If you don't like to have one of these long dongle, there's also these kinds of adapter that is USB type C to USB type A. So it's quite smaller this way. The only problem with this is that it sticks out quite far away on your Mac, okay? So be careful to not move it around, or let's say a kid passes and stumble on it, it could break the USB port of your Mac. This is a bit safer in my opinion. So once you have connected that USB drive, you're going to get this screen on your Mac and simply press allow. So it's allow accessory to connect. And then to access whatever is on your USB drive, you need to go down below and select Finder. Once Finder is open, on the left side, you're going to see your USB drive. Mine is over here. If you click on it, you're going to see all its content. Right now, there's nothing. If you want to transfer anything on it, you can drag and drop. So over here on my desktop, I have this picture. I can simply take it. And you see, once I'm over the USB drive, it will have a plus sign. I can release and it will paste it over here on my USB drive. And then I can do this with this file as well. And you can do the contrary too. If you don't want to drag and drop, you can copy and paste. So if I want to copy what is on my drive, let's say this picture, simply go on the top left corner, select File, select Edit, and then select Copy. Go on your computer, so let's say desktop, go on Edit and select Paste, and it will paste the image or whatever was on your USB drive. Perfect. Once you're done using your drive, before disconnecting it, it's important to eject it. So over here, same place, you're going to see there's a small icon. This is the eject icon. If you click on it, your drive will disappear. Your drive will also appear on your desktop, and you can eject it by dragging it in the trash can. It will not delete anything, it will simply eject it. So now that everything is great, you can remove it, and this is about it. In my opinion, it's still a good idea to get one of these USB drive that has a USB type A and USB type C, so it's compatible with many different devices. If let's say you have a PC computer, or maybe you want to plug it in the back of your TV, this way you can quickly switch from this port that connects to your Mac to this that connects with many other devices. In this video, I'll show you how to connect your MacBook Air M4 to your TV screen. First, you need an HDMI cable, so HDMI to HDMI. A standard cable does the job, you don't need anything fancy. And then you'll need an adapter, because the MacBook Air M4 does not have an HDMI port. You have two choices really. You have one of these that is HDMI in to USB type C. This part going to plug it in the MacBook. Or you can also get a USB hub like this one that is USB type C and also has a HDMI in port, but a few USB ports and also a card reader if this is something that you may need in the future. I'll put links in the description to anything that I'm showing you today. All right, so the first step is to connect your HDMI cable to the adapter, like that. A thing that you need to watch out is that not all adapters are able to support 4K at 60 Hz or more. Many of them are only supporting at 30 Hz, especially the cheaper one. More expensive one, although this one is not that expensive, is able to go at 60 Hz. It makes a huge difference in my opinion. Connect the USB Type-C to the Mac. Now on your back of your TV, you're gonna notice you're gonna have multiple HDMI ports. 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4 of them. It doesn't matter where you're gonna connect the HDMI cable. The only important thing is to remember in which port, because each port have a small number beside it. You need to remember the number. So over here I have my HDMI cable. I'll plug it in the number 1, but I could have plugged it in number 3 as well. All right, perfect. Now go ahead, turn on your TV. And we need to select in the input menu the same HDMI where we connected the cable. So in our case, HDMI 1. It really depends on your TV model, but in my case, I need to go over here. And this is HDMI 1. It says PlayStation 5 because this is where I connect my PlayStation usually. But in your case, it should just say HDMI 1, 2, 3, 4, select it. And now, as it says here on the screen, we need to go on the Mac and select one of the three options. So we have option number 1, mirror the entire screen, which means that whatever you see on your Mac will be the same thing you're gonna see on your TV. It will be the same. Now you have Windows, window or app. If you select this, only the window that is open, let's say I am opening Safari here, only this window will be mirror on your TV and not the rest, you see? So no, people won't see your desktop over here or other stuff you have around, just the window, if you select this middle option. And you also have extended display. It means that you're going to use your TV as an external monitor and extend the space you have on your desktop to your TV screen. So, you'll be able to drag windows from here to there, have maybe a spreadsheet here, work on your laptop. This is what it means. In my case, I'll select entire screen since I want to do this. And you can check over here, set as default. Therefore, next time you connect your TV to your Mac, it will not ask you these options. It will go directly in the one you have selected right now. I'll click on start mirroring, and just like that, it works. Whatever happens on my Mac happens on my TV screen as well. Now there's a few settings we can change. Go on the top left corner, select the Apple logo, select System Settings. And here you're going to select Displays on the left side. Click on Arrange. And you see right now, well, I'm just mirroring, it does not matter. But if you have selected to extend your Mac computer to the TV, you'll be able to position your TV and your Mac screen. So let's say your TV is on the left side and your Mac on the right side, you'll be able to drag your TV there. So when you bring your cursor like this, it will continue on your TV screen. And then you have multiple options over here. If you click on your TV, this is mine, you'll be able to choose if you want to use it as your main display, and also select the resolution in case there's an error there, or maybe you want to change it as well. My TV is a 1080p full HD, therefore by default this is selected, but you can go smaller if you prefer. And overall, this is it. The other stuff, most people will never touch them. Once you're done doing this, you can simply disconnect the cable from your Mac, and this is it. You don't have to eject your TV or do anything like that. Simply by unplugging it, you'll be good to go. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.